Okay, getting everything set up, doing a sound check real quick, make sure everything is up and running. Have to talk so that I can hear myself.
Yeah, man, sweet as. I'll talk as
No,
well, so that you
okay,
can get it sorted too.
okay. Sounds good on dlive.
Awesome.
Sounds good on kick. And
Awesome.
usually, it's really weird because usually I have a lot of trouble with getting everything set up on dlive, and it just popped right up this time. It must
Ah,
be because you're on.
don't know.
They they love
But
you
yeah,
over.
DLive usually works pretty easy for me. Like, mind you, it's the only one I'm using at the moment. I'm not even using Restream and shit, so it's fairly
Yeah,
easy. I use
yeah,
Rumble on my other computer once a week. That's tomorrow.
that's cool. Yeah, I actually gave up on all the other VoIPs after I started using the Rumble Studios because it's like all right there.
Okay.
So that's like that link I gave you. That's all I have to do. Hand it out to whoever wants to come on the show, and
Oh, nice.
so I stopped using
Do you have to have Rumble Premium for that, or is it just a normal thing?
no, it's a normal thing right there where you have to click on the go live.
Yeah.
Just under it, it has Rumble Studio. Click on that, and it'll set you up.
Oh, shit. Okay. Might
So
have to go through that properly one time, especially if that's a way to get other people on. Do they have to have a Rumble account, or can you send it to anyone?
I've had people on that didn't even have a Rumble account. They just come in.
Okay,
They,
no, that's cool. That's real awesome then. Shit, that's a handy new thing to know. I
mhm,
didn't know that at all.
yep, it's pretty good.
Yeah, it really is. I might be able to start hosting panels straight through Rumble instead of going through Telegram or Discord then.
Yep. And you can also simulcast off of it to other platforms too.
Oh yeah,
Yep. So I mean, I was like, well, heck yeah, I'll do it. And then they just have an option now. Like if you use OBS, you can use OBS instead of going on and doing it like we're doing right now. So it's pretty
okay.
good. It's pretty good.
Yeah, well, yeah, I use OBS like on both computers. Yeah, one's just permanently hooked up to DLive,
Hmm.
and this one I pretty much only use Rumble on it, and just have to reset the stream key each week.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. That's one thing I like about the studio. You don't have to do that. It'll
Oh,
set it.
I mean, I change the title and everything each week anyway and shit.
Hmm.
So yeah, change the title and just go put a new stream key in. There is a static one, but I just use a different one. It says recommended to use a different one each time.
Yeah. Well, that's because they got they got, yeah, I mean, it's more popular on Rumble that way. You know what I mean? People on Rumble don't really like having a single stream key whenever they go on streams. It's
Okay.
real. It's really strange that way. It's kind of I'm thinking it's kind of like those people who are really deep into open source and all that shit. They don't like data.
Yeah. Some people get fully carried away, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, I'm past that point. I already know I'm doxxed and shit anyway. So
Yeah.
there's nothing left to worry about.
I keep trying to say that stuff, to let people. That's the way I feel about it too. You know what I mean? It's like just
Oh, yeah. I mean, especially if you put your face on camera and shit all the time. It's like,
yeah.
well, of course I'm fucking doxxed. So how am I going to try and hide now?
All
Like,
right.
I'm on videos and shows and shit all the time. There's no hiding anymore.
All right. All right. We
Right, what do we
got
got? About 5 minutes. Okay.
yeah. Yeah, we got about 5 minutes. I got everything set up. It looks like, and the audio sounds pretty good.
Cool. All right. Give us a seat.
So
Man, try and share your link around and shit.
freaking MC came in yesterday, man, and donated like freaking five freaking ice creams and five lemons on D Live. I was like, damn. All right. So, for anybody who's listening on the stream, we will be doing or starting the interview and everything in 5 minutes. So be patient. We'll have it all set up, get it going. And now, do you want to use your face and everything in the interview? Are you cool with that?
Uh,
I can put a
yeah,
background on if you want.
no, that's cool.
Okay.
I was just trying to get everything else set up. So
Uh,
where's it going? So I'm looking for Roger Hanson on Rumble, aren't I?
yeah. Now, if yeah, there you go. You're on there.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, if you're gonna watch yourself, remember to mute that video out. That way, it doesn't cause no echo on you.
Yeah, I'll be restreaming it on my other computer on dlive.
Okay.
It's
Let
already
me.
got. That's why the headphones are in. The headphones are plugged into my other computer,
Oh,
so that
cool.
everyone else can still hear shit.
Cool. So yeah, we got everything set up. Sounds good.
I'm just looking for your channel now.
I can send you a link. I always watch my channel while I'm doing my streams. It's
Oh yeah,
just
I'm sure I followed you.
yeah, you're on there. I know you are. Here, I'll put it in the Teams chat. That way you can just click on the link.
Okay.
All right. There we go.
Ah, shit. Yeah, that's dumb. That's not going to work quite properly. Oh, I'm not on the WWOW one. I'm just on your channel on Rumble. That's the problem.
Okay. Yeah. It even it messed the name up on there. I hate when it does it. Well, it's supposed to say WoW Talk and then interview with DkSpiracy, and it
Ah,
didn't do it. It drives me nuts when it doesn't do that crap. And then after the stream is started, there's no way of. Well, I guess I could while the stream's going, go into content and just edit it. I hate when they do that. I always like keeping it in the name that way. I know that it's an interview.
yeah, I get what you mean. So yeah, easier to find again later.
Mm-hmm. Now, don't let the name fool you either. I have quite a bit of interesting interviews on Wild Talk. So
Ah, is this live already?
yeah, it's live. I do my audio tests and everything on stream so that I hear my
Ah, okay.
audio as it's being streamed. I don't trust these platforms one bit. So I know that sounds weird, but I make sure the audio is good on my OBS. I make sure it's good on my live stream, all of it before I start. So,
Awesome. Yeah, well, I just checked how it's going as well. Yeah, everything sounds good from this end too.
all right. And we did it with 1 minute to spare, man. We're pros.
I generally do everything at the last second.
I'm like really amazed because I I mean because it was like even with the time, you know what I mean? It's like we said, well, let's do it early, and we got it all set up even ahead of time with a minute.
Generally doesn't take too long, eh? The thing that's the most annoying is just making sure everyone's volumes at about the same level.
Yeah.
That's it.
So here we go. I'm gonna do a countdown because later I'm gonna edit this, and if you want, I can send you a copy of it without the whole wonderful world of weirdness down on the bottom for you.
I'm
Okay.
not worried. No, I'm not worried about that. That can stay there. That's all good.
Okay. So let me do my countdown, and I'll do the introduction, and we'll get on with it.
Cool.
3, 2, 1, now. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of WOW Talk. I'm Roger Hanson, and I'll be your host. Today, we have an interview set up and ready to go. I've had quite a bit of experience running, or I've ran into DkSpiracy, who I'm about to interview quite a few times actually in the last year or so. First, I met him on WPRPN with Jeffy Ryder, and I was able to be on the show with him there. And then later on, here recently, also on Dragus Production, the Vixen's Vault. So me and him's actually been able to communicate a few times, and this is the first time I've actually been able to get him on for an interview. So, with that being said, I'd like to welcome you, DK, to the show, and ask if you could give everybody a little bit of background about yourself so they can get to know you too.
Right then. Okay, well, yeah, as he introduced me, it's like, yeah, I'm DkSpiracy. And I kind of label myself a conspiracy investigator. So I don't just stick to one topic, I like all of them. I got into it years and years ago and was just sort of, it was just like a hobby. I was just looking into everything, like basically since, I don't know, probably even since I was a kid, early teens at least. And just found all the weird things interesting. Sort of started with like this book that we had that was all like, supernatural, paranormal, unknown stuff, UFOs, cryptids, Bigfoot, the likes, all that sort of stuff. And that just sort of got me interested in all the crazy things, of ghosts and everything. It was just, yeah, like just a book full of like lots of different things. So that got me interested in it. And then life did its thing, and I ended up just doing the 9 to 5 bullshit thing. And stuffed my back, so I ended up with quite a bit of spare time. So I started doing more and more, looking at documentaries and everything online and shit, back when YouTube was actually still worth something. And so I started looking into more and more. Finally actually started looking into politics and getting involved in that sort of crap. And that just led to, yeah, like everything, the New World Order, the whole lot of everything that's going on. I still think everything is a giant jigsaw puzzle. Like, think of it as like a million-piece jigsaw puzzle, but you're not given the picture to go by. So you just try and fit bits together, and eventually a few bits fit here and there, and then sometimes those bits will fit with another bit. And that's all we're doing. We're just trying to piece together a giant jigsaw puzzle, and we aren't given the picture.
Pretty
Yeah,
good.
and I didn't even start streaming till after Jan 6, because I was like modding on a few channels and stuff. Actually, the way I originally got involved with anything online, like social media, because I just watched shit on YouTube. I didn't talk to anyone. I didn't go on any chats. I didn't talk to anybody at all. I just watched whatever I wanted, and that was it. And then the George Floyd thing happened and all the riots and stuff. And I ended up as a mod on a channel that was multi-streaming, like, as in like 9 cameras going from all the protesters and shit. So I was getting to see all the live shit during the riots and stuff, eh? I actually saw the Kyle Rittenhouse thing live from an angle that no one else has seen, because it was one of the cameras that the police confiscated. And the guy who was streaming actually yells out to people after Kyle shoots the dude and takes off. Yells out to the other people, it's like, quick, grab his gun. The one that Gage dropped on the ground. The streamer who I was watching actually yells out for people to grab the guy's gun and get rid of it.
Okay.
But yeah, I started streaming after Jan 6 because most of the people I watch got banned for streaming about Jan 6. So I started about a month after that.
Okay.
Taught myself, yeah, serious. That's how I actually started streaming. Taught myself to stream a month after Jan 6 because everyone else got banned then.
Now, out of in the beginning when you were talking about this book that you was curious about when you first got curious and all
Yeah,
this stuff. Okay.
it was called Unknown or Into the Unknown or something like that. It was
Mm-hmm.
like, quite a big book and about that thick.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of pictures and lots of text and stuff. Yeah, and yeah, I probably read the whole thing like 100 times. Eh?
What story really inspired you the most out of it, though? That's the important thing.
Definitely the UFOs. The UFOs got me. Fully.
Is there any specific UFO story in there that really caught your attention?
Not really. It was just the whole fact of it.
No.
Mind you, seeing three UFOs when I was 23 was interesting.
There you go.
A month or
So,
so before 9/11.
do you mind telling us about your sightings?
Yeah, man. It was cool. I was out camping with a chick. We were in like a three-sided like hunting cabin.
Mm-hmm.
So one side was completely open, and three sides wall. Even had a water tank and a bench and sink and shit and a fireplace. It's quite cool. But yeah, one side was just completely open. So yeah, we were out camping. I guess you'd call it camping. But yeah, so we're out there. We just took like sleeping bags and our food and drinks and shit up with us. We were only going to stay for like a couple of nights. We actually ended up leaving after this first night because this was crazy. So anyway, I go outside for a piss, and I see these three lights in the sky in a perfect equilateral triangle. Don't know if you can see what I'm doing, but yeah,
Mm-hmm.
three wee dots, perfect equilateral triangle. But for you, it's going to look backwards. Right? But it's this way. It's still going to look backwards for you, but it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
So these three dots in the sky above the trees, flying along, perfect equilateral triangle, faster than jets. And New Zealand doesn't have jets anyway. We have a few Skyhawks that we bought from, I think, America more than like a couple of decades ago, probably. And they're just sitting under tarpaulins and shit, like sitting under covers. They're not even used. But anyway, so these are flying along faster than jets already. One just stops dead. These other two keep going at that speed. I'm like, fuck. And then next minute, this one shoots exactly back into formation and carries on at the same speed they were all going. Chick walks out and goes, "What's taking you so long?" I honestly thought I was standing there like the time it takes to have a piss and like the 5 seconds that I'm watching this.
Mm-hmm.
She comes out and goes, "What's taking so long?" Sees it, goes, "Oh no, not again," and runs back inside the cabin. I'm like, "What?" Turn back and they were gone.
Yeah.
But something that I only recently, like, I don't know, acknowledged is the fact that there could be some missing time element. Because if I'm
Yeah.
outside for 5 seconds longer than it takes a piss, someone isn't walking out to say, "What's taking so long?"
Yeah. Now, did you ever find out from her if there was a connection between her and these UFO sightings?
She said that she'd been abducted quite a few times. Yeah.
So you could have been there whenever they were trying to make contact with her, possibly.
I got no idea. Like, she's the one that doesn't have the missing time.
Yeah,
Like, she's the one
exactly.
who walks out and goes, "What's taking so long?" And then goes, "Oh no, not again."
So have you ever had any situations like that occur afterwards?
Nah, just that one.
Just that one.
Yeah.
How about with her? Have you had any more contact with her since that night?
Nah, she ended up doing the dirty on me. So, like, yeah, we split up.
Okay. Yeah, I remember you telling me about the girl and everything and the UFOs and stuff like that. So that was something that I have heard before, but it's like it was. I don't know. I mean, I actually heard it better this time. I guess it's because me and you're the only ones here doing it. You know what I
Well,
mean?
and I could give like a visual depiction of what actually happened instead of just trying to describe it.
Yeah, exactly. That was interesting because like when you mentioned the part about the one stand behind him and running, coming back to another, that's actually pretty unique because most people
Well,
are always.
as I said, these first, like, all three are going, well, this one's stopped, right? These two are going along faster than jets.
Mhm.
And then this one instantly shoots back into perfect formation and carries on. I was like, fuck, you've got to be kidding me. What the fuck did I just see?
Well, that right there confirms though that it was more than one UFO too, because if it was, because you know how they always have the everybody's always describing like the like,
Groups of flashing lights on one object or
yeah.
lights in a pattern on one object. Yeah, no, I get that. You know, this was
Mhm.
definitely separate things.
Yeah.
For one to stop and then shoot back into place. It's like, wow.
Okay. So now that we've discussed that, when it comes to your research and everything, when you think about all the stuff that you discuss, what do you think is the most fascinating research you've done so far?
Well, to be honest, I think I kind of look at it this way. It's like I've got quite a wide general knowledge of
Hmm.
all of it, but there's experts on each topic.
Hmm.
I'm about trying to see how all of these different things are actually one giant thing in the first place.
Okay. So
Like it's
what have you come up with?
the only thing I'm having trouble with is finding exactly who it is at the top. But every single conspiracy that everyone talks about, anything, almost every single one of them is actually attached at some in some way. Like whether it's directly or there's through several links and then it gets there, but every single thing is actually all tied in together. So there really is a group that's in control of everything.
Do you have any kind of examples you could kind of give the audience of like these connections that you've put together?
Yeah. Um, it's kind of hard to sum up when it's everything.
Mm-hmm.
So well, let's put it this way: there's one of four things that are doing it because our planet is being terraformed. That is what climate change actually is. But it could all stem back to if this is even a flat Earth or a globe,
Mm-hmm.
because there is those clocks over in Europe where it's got like the larger face, but then it's got the smaller one inside it. That is the actual clock with the time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, see, this smaller one actually rotates around the larger one over 26,000 years. And that smaller one is where the Earth and the Sun are rotating, and that is due to the shifting of the magnetic North Pole. It moves round in a small circle, and this bit follows it round. So that's a 26,000 year cycle, which explains away climate change because whichever edge it's moving towards is definitely going to warm up, and the other edge is definitely going to be cooling down. That's going to be a constant thing over 26,000 years, because the moon is a picture of the Earth, and I think there's like you've got the moon. I think there's a circle about this size or something, and that's our known world.
Hmm.
So the whole thing is supposed to be our whole Earth, but this is the known bit. The known bit, hence the ice wall, because outside where the sun is, it will of course freeze. So there is an ice wall around it, and that will keep shifting because it will thaw on one side and and freeze up on the other as the smaller circle moves. I believe that is one of the hidden truths.
It's pretty good. You actually brought up three things there that was really interesting to me, but the last one, like the I call it the Great Year, but that is one thing that I've noticed is really important when it comes to history and like the thing that I get into when it comes to that is how it's been pushed on us and pushed on us over time that people in the past believed that the world was flat, and
Mm-hmm.
it seems odd to me that they would do that when there's evidence that shows people were actually measuring the great year during that time period. You would have to think that if a person was doing that, they wouldn't be dumb enough to really believe that frickin' the world was flat and it wasn't round. You know what I mean? Because they would have the math.
Yeah.
You know what
Well,
I mean?
here's another thing. I believe what the one of the first people who tried to prove that the Earth was a globe used Pythagoras' theorem.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
That doesn't work if it's a curve. Pythagoras has to be on a flat plane.
Mm-hmm. There you go. Now, kind of elaborate on that because now you got me curious. Let's let everybody know what you're talking
Well,
about there.
Pythagoras' theorem is like uh, what is it? A squared plus b squared equals c squared. So it's like that's the lengths of a triangle, the sides of a
Hmm.
triangle. But that requires all of them to be dead straight lines. So if you're trying to prove that the Earth is curved, you cannot use a mathematical equation that relies on straight lines.
Makes sense. That is true, and it is a fact too that Pythagoras's theory was a triangle. It
Hmm.
was a triangle, not a circle or anything of that
Yeah,
nature.
like one of the lines isn't curved.
All right, it's pretty good. That is pretty good.
Oh, so the way I actually say it, it's like because people ask, it's like, so are you a flat earther? I think I'm closer to it, but the reason is globe is easier to debunk than flat Earth. But they're not going to let me go and prove either one of them, so
Hmm.
I'm kind of stuck.
So when it comes to flat Earth, what kind of gives you the impression that it's flat Earth from your perspective? You know what I
Well,
mean?
as I said, it's just easier to debunk globe Earth than flat Earth.
So it's just a matter of which one is easier to debunk rather
Yeah,
than.
because I can't prove any. They're not going to let me go and do it. I mean, there's enough videos out there that prove a lot anyway, but I can't go and check. You're not going to
Mhm.
go, okay, we'll let you go fly over the Antarctic wall and go and see what's there. They're not going to let me do it. So I can't physically prove either.
That kind of gets me to where I'm wanting to ask you what your thoughts are on maps as well, because I think we kind of before we've actually kind of dabbed into that conversation, but we never really fully got into it. But like, especially these older maps that everybody talks about, that was depicting Antarctica before we were actually able to supposedly explore it. What's your thought on a lot of these old maps?
Well, there's definitely tectonic shift, and there's definitely been a raising of sea levels because apparently New Zealand used to be called Zealandia or something.
Mm-hmm.
Might have been a different name, can't remember. But it was one of the larger continents on the planet and took up a lot of the Pacific. But like the shelf of New Zealand apparently is only like 30 meters or something.
Mm-hmm.
So if the ocean level, like the sea level, was 30 meters lower, this would have been one of the larger continents on the planet. So a lot has changed, but it's due to the sea level rising, and there is a lot of references in every text to there being a great flood. Maybe the waters just never receded as much as they had before.
Mm-hmm. Now, with that being said, you were talking about New Zealand and its continent basically sinking under the water. That brings me to something that we've had a conversation with before about Lemuria. What's
Mm.
your what's your thoughts about that? About Lemuria?
Well, Lemuria is one of the continents depicted in the moon. See, if you take the moon, you've got to remember it's a picture, so you
Mm-hmm.
actually need to like revert, like mirror it again for everything to be in the right order that it is. So when you look at the moon, you got to remember it's a picture of here, so you want to look at it from the other side, sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so you need to mirror what's on the moon to see what it is. But yeah, Lemuria is one of the other continents that's I know I guess in the shade from us at the moment. Because we're the circle over here, Lemuria is one of the continents over here. I can't remember what the other one's called. But Lemuria is one of like the giant continents.
You believe that it could have possibly existed in the past?
I believe it still exists.
Oh.
They're frozen right now. See, here's something that people get wrong. Extraterrestrial, they think aliens.
Mm-hmm.
Extraterrestrial just means other land, more land.
Mm-hmm.
So these things could just come from one of these other places that isn't currently in the sunlight.
That is an interesting theory right there. That really is. Now, when you say isn't in the sunlight, exactly what are you referring to when you say that?
Well, that's what I was saying earlier. Like you've got if the moon's a true depiction of Earth. Why does Teams keep doing that? Stop
It,
it,
it's
Teams.
it's acting up. It's kind of
But yeah, so you've got the whole moon. Yeah, it just keeps opening up on me for some reason. Oh, it's doing it again. Stop it. I can't see what I'm up to.
yeah, it's kind of acting
Cut it
weird.
out. But yeah, so you've got the whole moon, and then you've got the smaller circle, which is going around like this, around the larger circle, moving around
Mm-hmm.
with inside that larger circle. So there's only an illuminated section. Why do you
Got
think
it.
they call it the four corners of the earth?
Yeah, exactly. And I've actually
'Cause
that.
the circle's only about a quarter.
Mm-hmm.
So it's slowly moving around the whole larger earth. The rest of everything that's like here theoretically should be frozen right now.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't mean they hadn't already learned how to make eternal energy shit to keep themselves warm and lighted for 26,000 years till the sun comes back.
It's interesting. It's very interesting. Now, when you talk about the four directions, um, uh, have you done any research into the cardinal winds, the four winds of the earth and the directions? Like you have the north wind, the south wind. east
No,
wind.
I can't say I've looked into that one. No.
That's every time somebody mentions cardinal directions, that's what I always fall back to because I used to get into well, I have been recently. I shouldn't say I used to. I actually had to stop, because it just gets a little bit deep. You start going farther back into history.
Yeah.
We've had conversations too when it comes to ancient ancient beliefs and stuff. Now, the one thing that I would really like to hear from you is what's your thought on um, the primordial ooze is how I refer to it. Yeah. What do you think about that?
Primordial ooze. See, that implies evolution.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe in evolution. I believe there is natural selection. I believe one species can slightly improve itself, but I don't believe it's going to evolve into a different species
Mm-hmm. Now,
at all. So that implies one of two things. That implies, well, it definitely implies a creator of some sort, which implies either a godlike figure or this is simulation theory and someone made a really good simulation and we are living in the matrix.
mhm. Now, when you think about evolution, that makes me think the opposite. It makes me think that maybe like everybody wants to make you believe that evolution is a modern scientific study, but like you said, it does kind of resemble the primordial ooze, an ancient belief that was out thousands of years ago. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I've noticed that when it comes to actual science, where it's like the Big Bang Theory. Okay, everybody talks all bad about the Big Bang Theory, but if you look at it and then you look at what's written in the Bible, there isn't very much difference.
Not a lot. It's
You
just
know?
like, yeah, sudden existence.
Yeah. I do find that kind of odd that people make that distinction, though. Like they say, "Oh no, it's not the same thing." But in reality, if you look at it and you keep an open mind and just look at it like you're supposed to, you can see there's not really that much of a difference. It's like they've used these old theological beliefs to create their science. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Truth is our reality in the Rumble chat said Darwin was a Mason and tasked with writing that fakery. Yes, Darwin actually also recanted on his deathbed as well, which most people don't know. He
Mm-hmm.
actually recanted his whole theory of evolution on his deathbed.
There you go. The people have spoken. DLive has brought us to life.
Oh,
And
now that was on Rumble. Okay,
oh,
I
that,
dropped that. Yeah, I dropped the Rumble link in my D Live, so he came over.
I keep forgetting to keep tabs on your chat too on DLive because well I was going to and then I forgot to switch it over there to make sure that I kept an eye on it. Nobody ever comes on my chats to say hi or well MC Dirty Work does. He came in and gave me like a whole bunch of ice cream cones and lemons and
Yeah, I
stuff.
saw that. He did it to Drigus as well. He went and dropped shitloads on both of you. He gave me some as well, but he dropped heaps on you two.
Now, when it comes to a topic that me and you really seem to get excited about, it was I want to hear more about this in your interview because this is one I think we both enjoy just from the reaction I got from you. But when it comes to this scientific theory where they talk about creating universes in black holes.
Ah, yeah.
I'd like to hear your take from that, and all on your own without me saying anything. Just start it up and say what
Okay.
your take on that is.
Okay. I can't remember where I came across this, but I just thought it was quite incredible. Way. Some so the with the existence of a black hole, they say that there's time distortion, as in the closer to the black hole you are, the slower time passes. So if you're near to a black hole, it could be, you know, a, a couple of seconds, and for the rest of the rest of the universe, the further away it is from that black hole, the slower time is. Like as their 1 second could be like 100 years here, 1,000 years there, 10,000 years over there. And the theory is that if a race got mastery enough, like technologically advanced enough, it could sit near one of those black holes and have damn near infinite time to do what it wants to everything. So you could, in theory, create the universe and be fixing it in real time, even though over here that real time could be 10,000 years before it's fixed.
Mm-hmm.
I sort of had a different theory on this. I was on another panel just the other night, and somehow someone asked me a question. I went through like a lot of the flat earth things, and this ended up coming up again as well. And my thoughts on it was like, basically look at it this way. We live in a terrarium. Someone checks on a terrarium once a day because they were saying, is there like constant supervision over every single person? Like, if time is completely different, and then this creator who made a terrarium checks on it once a day after work, that once a day for them could be every 1,000 years for us.
Mm-hmm.
They could just turn up once a day and water something, drop in a bit of food over here, plant an extra tree, move some trees. They only check on it once every 1,000 years, sort of thing. How's that for a weird thought? Our all-knowing, all-seeing creator only actually sticks his head in the building once every 1,000 years or something.
See, now that gets into the weird part too, because in the Christian Bible, it it refers to that, and it says that a day to God is like 1,000 years for us. I believe I know. Don't quote me on it, but
Yeah, no, but see, I was just roughly guessing, but that works out exactly with what I said. I didn't actually know that was biblical.
yeah, it's actually written in
Shit.
the Bible. And also it makes me think of Sitchin's theory too when it comes to the Anunnaki, because like we age extremely faster than what the Anunnaki did. When it, you know what I
But yeah,
mean?
that's because we are supposed to just be nothing but a slave race that was supposed to harvest gold for them. And look what happened.
Mm. Well, now, what exactly are your theories on that? Because I know you have to have theories on the Anunnaki and Zachariah Sitchin.
Yeah, not so much on Sitchins. I saw more like I actually first came across even mention of Sitchins through Lloyd Pye, who I think I've mentioned before.
Mm-hmm.
And it was through like a Lloyd Pye documentary or Lloyd Pye talk that he gave, and I found it on BitChute just randomly one time. I'm like, dude, this is awesome. Spends the first hour of it debunking evolution theory. Says Neanderthals evolved into one of the four cryptid species. There's what is it? The Sasquatch, Yeti, skunk ape, I might be an abominable snowman. Oh
Hmm.
no, that's the Yeti. I
Yeah.
can't remember what the fourth one is. So, but yeah, apparently evolved into one of the four ape-like cryptid species, and humans. And he spends the first hour doing that and going on about the number of chromosomes they have, and uh, well, actually, it starts on that in the second. Sort of that's how he transitions into the second bit. Goes on about how we can't have evolved from apes because there's a different number of chromosomes. I think they have 48 and we have 46.
Hmm.
The only way that could have worked is if it had been genetically altered and two of their chromosomes had been combined into one, because the Anunnaki only had 46. So they had to mix two of the eight chromosomes into one to then make it so it was 46 and 46 and create the hybrid thing, which is us.
Pretty good. Now, I know, like in the Sumerian text, this is actually something even the archaeologists confirmed that, like when it came to creating humans, Enki and his consort actually had to. It was more than one attempt, and the ones that happened before it were failed attempts. But it doesn't necessarily state that those creations were failures where they didn't live. You know what I mean? They just weren't what they wanted, which was eventually the humans. You know what I mean? So,
I could say something really racist right now. I'll refrain.
now,
Yes, I'm sure there's failed attempts out there.
now they also mentioned too, though, even like in the in South America, they mention different types of beings that were created before they came up with the humans, and I found it really weird that they thought that humans were created from trees. You know what I mean?
Okay.
That was something that really stuck
See,
out to me.
see, this is what I was saying earlier. So what if those are creatures that are from like several thousand years ago, when this circle of light was still on one of those other continents?
Hmm.
So they were traveling over to us from there already as this circle is slowly moving. See, as I said, over 26,000 years for it to go around the whole circle.
Hmm. So you're kind of looking at everything kind of like in a zodiacal framework, right?
What framework? Sorry.
Zodiacal framework. It would be
Yeah,
like a zodiac.
yeah, yeah. That's what those old clocks are based on. Yeah, is all the zodiac signs and the fact that it takes 26,000 years to cycle through it. See, we're supposed to be entering the what is it? The age of Aquarius shortly,
Hmm.
which means we're just where the light is moving into the next zodiac.
So
And that's how it actually. That's why it's a new age. This is where it's moving to.
so do you, what's your thoughts on what the age of Aquarius is going to be like? Do you believe that it's going to be the way that it's described when it
Oh no,
comes?
no, no. That's just people fucking talking shit about what they believe new age crap. I'm just
Mhm.
meaning where the light is just moving into the next zodiac. Everyone thinks it means enlightenment for them and like illumination and shit. Like, what are you talking about?
Mhm.
It's the area of the area that is illuminated is moving into the next zodiac constellation. The
See that?
Earth is shifting. The
Right.
magnetic north is shifting, and it's dragging the light and everything with it.
See, that's the DK. I know, right there. When you talk like that, that's it's like that's not what I'm saying. this is what I'm saying, you know. So I'm glad you cleared that up, because not only that, because it allows viewers to see where you're coming from. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, I get you. But the thing is, I don't mind doing this anyway. And I
mhm.
apologize for swearing as much as I do.
I mean, I'm probably the only one that doesn't care if you swear or not. You know what I mean? I say the F word like it's going out of style, man. So that,
It's my tradie drug dealing background and shit.
mm,
I've always been hanging around the wrong sort of people.
I've, I, I was like that too. I sobered up in 2003 and I stayed away from all that. But I was really bad into the drugs and alcohol too. So I haven't
Yeah.
been in it for a while, but you know, I was there. So
Well,
I know.
I went to jail for selling weed when I was 24.
Mhm. So, I was going to bring something up. You just said something that was important. It was about the ages and everything, and then you started talking about the magnetic poles.
Yeah.
Um,
Actually, can you hold that thought? I need to go for a piss.
okay, now,
Chuck a song on or something.
yeah, that's what I'm gonna getting ready to say. I'm gonna put a song on, and it's gonna
Ah,
take 16 minutes for the song to end, and we'll get back to the interview
oh, nice. Yeah, cool as.
after we're done there with the song. We'll come back in and do the interview more. So,
All right.
all right. Talk to you guys in a little bit. I hope you enjoyed. This is music from Mr. Robot, aka Columinati. You can find him on Rumble, and I hope you enjoy. We'll be right back.
Awakening from an epic dream, awakening from the long dark night. Awakening from history, awakening from duality. The liberation of the human soul to consciousness of the one and all. The activation of the sacred plan, the birthing of a new man, a new man. When the light within is revealed, all the pain and suffering shall be healed, and the truth of love is our destiny, living on the earth in peace and harmony. Awakening to new perceptions, awakening to the joy of life. Awakening to a new dimension, awakening to a paradise. The illusion of separation disappearing to unity, into the source of a high vibration, into the wonder of the mystery, a mystery. When the light within is revealed, all the pain and suffering shall be healed, and the truth of love is our destiny, living on the earth in peace and harmony. The Theophilus Thistler, the thistle sifter is sifting a sieve full of unsifted thistles. Thrust 3,000 thistles through the thick of his thumb. 3,000 thistles through the thick of his thumb. 3,000 thistles through the thick of his thumb. Theophilus, this or the thistle sifter is sifting a sieve full of unsifted thistles. Plus 3,000 thistles through the thick of his thumb. 3,000 thistles. Mr. Robot rolled around or rolled round, and if Mr. Robot rolled around or rolled round, where is the round roll? Mr. Robot rolled round. Where is the round roll? Mr. Robot rolled round. Mr. Robot rolled round. Mr. Robot rolled round. And if Mr. Robot round or rolled round, and if Mr. Robot round or rolled round, where is the round roll? Mr. Robot rolled round. Here is an exercise demonstrating the union of in at the end of words. Dividing and gliding and sliding and falling and brawling and sprawling and driving and driving and striving. Dividing and gliding and sliding and falling and brawling and sprawling and driving and driving and driving. Theophilus Thistler, the thistle sifter, is sifting a sieve full of unsifted thistles. Plus 3,000 thistles through the thick of his thumb. Plus 3,000 thistles through the thick of his thumb. Plus 3,000 thistles through the thick of his thumb. Theophilus Thistler, the thistle sifter, is sifting a sieve full of unsifted thistles. Plus 3,000 thistles through the thick of his thumb. 3,000 thistles. Mr. Robot rolled around or rolled round, and if Mr. Robot rolled around or rolled round, where is the round roll? Mr. Robot rolled round. Where is the round roll? Mr. Robot rolled round. Mr. Robot rolled. Mr. Robot rolled around or rolled round, and if Mr. Robot rolled around or rolled round, where is the round roll? Mr. Robot rolled round. Where is the round roll? Mr. Robot rolled round. Where is the round roll? Mr. Robot rolled round. Where is the round roll? Mr. Robot rolled round. Where is the round roll? Mr. Robot rolled round. Where is the round roll? Mr. Robot rolled round. Where is the round roll? Mr. Robot rolled round. Hardly had His Hail Highness heard the easy hedgehog when he hit the humming bee by the hunter who had horrible beetles in the human hall. I love to hear the horse's hard iron hooves go hammer, 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 hammer on the easy highway. I hit my horse hard. I'm hurrying around to hunt up hogs. Theophilus Thistler. Theophilus Thistler. Theophilus Thistler. Theophilus Thistler. Theophilus Thistler. Theophilus Thistler. Theophilus Theophilus Thistler, the thistle sifter, is sifting a sieve full of unsifted thistles. Plus 3,000 thistles through the thick of his thumb. 3,000 thistles through the thick of his thumb. Theophilus Thistler, thistle sifter.
Once the gods carved earth like a cosmic chessboard, Poseidon claimed Atlantis, his starborn accord. 10 twin suns, throne of tridents waves at his command. Empire stretched from bow, big stones to Mayan sand. Monolith stacked like Legos blocks no crane could lift. Sonic levitation, gods don't need pulleys or grit. Athena taught Athens, Hephaestus forged veins of gold, but Atlantis spires pierced heaven, stories untold. Ages of virtue, divine blood pure in the veins. No egregious geodesic temples where starlight reigns, but mortality crept in, diluted the grace. Gold turned to rust, hubris eclipsed the god fast.
Of Atlantis, drowned in the deep. Poseidon's lost kingdom, where titans still sleep. From Giza to Tiwanaku, the coalition hall, as above, so below. Cosmic empire of laws and princes of plasma, their thrones now debris. Echoes of Atlantis, where gods walked the sea.
Watched after fall saw vice crack the divine. Pyramids hummed warnings, but they ignored the signs. Sky split with fury, tsunami swallowed their pride. Atlantis sang screaming, but blueprints survived. Baalbek's foundation, stones that defy modern math. 1,000-ton puzzle, gravity's aftermath. Scholars still baffled how they align the stars. They rode cosmic currents breaching space-time's bars. Now divers chase shadows where crystal cities gleamed. AI scans the ocean, but truth a half-dream. Freemasons whisper maps in their lodges of lore. Plato's Critias, a metaphor or a war.
Echoes of Atlantis drowned in the deep. Poseidon's lost kingdom where titans still sleep. From Giza to Tijuana, the cold tension, all as above, so below. Cosmic empire of law, 10 princes of plasma, their thrones now debris. Echoes of Atlantis, where gods walk the sea.
They say Poseidon's seed still flows in our veins. In every megalith, every grid that restrains. The Dogon chart Sirius, temples guard the flame. But Atlantis tech, it's encoded in our DNA's frame. Zeus's verdict was fire, a flood in ice. Yet the Sphinx still stares, whispering sacrifice. Mortal minds crave power, but miss the design. True kings rule through resonance, not bloodline. Now decode the ruins, their psalms etched in stone. A star-born king's empire, now dust and bone. The hall of records buried neath Giza's cold gaze holds anti-gravity schematics from pre-flood days. Crystal engines hummed, organ fueled their might, till pride turned their frequencies dissonant blight. The Anunnaki fled, Mars colonies crumbled. Leviathan's bones and the Mariana rumbled. But Poseidon's ghost rides the Bermuda's mist. Evolve past the greed or drown in the abyss. Tsunamis taller than gods crack continents like eggs. Jungles of Egypt drown, turn to sand in Poseidon's regret. Mammals shrunk to lapdogs, skies choked by volcanic breath. Waves circled the globe thrice, 3 funerals for death. Up Nepistim, rode the arc of frequencies, not wood. Up tetrahedron ziggurat where anti-grav pulses stood. While Atlantis sank, he spliced DNA and quantum seeds. Stashed them in Göbekley's veins and Indus Valley reeds. Volcanic winter's curse, Zeus hit the reset. Scorched the grids, erased the moon-ringed internet. Noah's not a shepherd, he's a star-born archivist. Cracking hermetic scrolls in caves where mushrooms twist. The survivors crawl from mud with amnesiac eyes. Built new gods from scrap metal and fallen skies. Now desert bones whisper where cedars once soared. Man's just a ghost in Atlantis' holographic horde. The flood wasn't water, it was math. A codex purge, Enoch's nightmares digitized in the cosmic surge. As above, so below, the blueprint stays true. Rise from the ashes or drown in what's new. The flood wasn't water, it was math. A codex purge, Enoch's nightmares digitized in the cosmic surge. As above, so below, the blueprint stays true. Rise from the ashes or drown in what's you. Echoes of Atlantis drowned in the deep, the deep. Poseidon's lost kingdom where titans still sleep. From Giza to Tijuana, their codes etched in awe. As above, so below, cosmic empire of lore. 10 princes of plasma, their thrones now debris. Echoes of Atlantis, where gods walk the sea. So when you see Stonehenge, Angkor Wat spire, know Atlantis lives in the quantum choir. The gods weren't myths, they're mentors in code. Rise from the ashes, or repeat what they owe. 20 years, a block every 2 minutes. Hieroglyphs scream their pride, but not a how and what's written. Modern science scratches heads, these structures can't be mimicked. Copper tools, now scholars tripping, logic thinly stretched and twisted. Ran an obelisk, 1,000 tons dragged across the sand. Today's crates can't lift a fifth, what force moved them by hand? Call the ancients primitive, yo, that's pure delusion. Physicists today need miracles to crack their fusion. The high priest of Kemet mapped the stars with precision, while modern minds stay chained to 3D prison. Land of the lost, esoteric Egypt, hidden with an allegorical crypt. Written in the language of symbolism, advanced knowledge cloaked in simple living. Secrets that rewrite history's episode. As above, so below, the hermetic code. Key of life unlocks the heavenly abode. Conscious matrix, how came a pyramid ode? The Sphinx who has water scars, a flood from ancient skies. Explosives crack the pyramids, no tombs, just hollow lies. Money stolen? Nah, that's ego talk, a weak hypothesis. Truths buried in the stars, encrypted in the myths. Sacred geometry, pagan songs, the roots of Christendom. Pythagoras knelt at their feet, Jesus learned the kingdom. Temples mirror Orion, Aztecs trace the same glow. Megalithic GPS, what's buried below? They split the lotus stem, hid wisdom at the core. Solomon's temple, just a copy of what came before. Land of the lost, esoteric Egypt, hidden wisdom, allegorical crypts. Written in the language of symbolism, advanced knowledge cloaked in simple living. Secrets that rewrite history's episode. As above, so below, the hermetic code. Key of life unlocks the heavenly abode. Conscious matrix, alchemy pyramid ode. Iron to gold, alchemy's flame, they mastered the unseen. Telekinetic levitation, Mars dust in their genes. Critics laugh, aliens, but the proof's in the plasma. Why is the Dogon tribe no serious? Was it binary drama? Myths of metaphors, the truth's too bright to hold. Scattered in ruins worldwide, a map etched in gold. They call themselves Interiew, gods with cosmic ships. Gifted fire, math and law, then dipped beyond the eclipse. Now academia's gatekeepers mock what they can't measure. But the scales of Ma'at weigh soul, not tech or treasure. The Zet Tepi dawned when gods walked as king. Left blueprints in Gobekli Tepe and the Nazca line. The emerald tailor's truth burns through the scholar's denial. We're echoes of starlight reclaiming our trial.
When you stare at the sky, feel the ache in your chest. That's ancestral memory. We're all cosmic guests. The pyramids hold a hymn, rising cold the divine. As above, so below, till the world's realigned.
Land of the lost, esoteric Egypt, the truth's a spiral, eternity script. In the language of symbolism, we're gods we've been missing.
Okay, let me get this all set up and ready to go. We are back, and we are going to continue our interview with DkSpiracy. We left off right at pretty much, I think, the top of the iceberg, to be honest.
By the way, it's not DkSpiracy.
Oh,
Do you want to know
No.
what the name actually comes from? I probably shouldn't say this on your video.
well, I mean, it's up to you. You can do it if you want to.
Okay, so my original name when I first started streaming on dlive was Drunk Hunt. DRUNKUNT. One word, Drunk Hunt. Yeah.
Okay.
So I went from that to Drunk Conspiracy. And then it went to DkSpiracy. Because that word, for some reason, Americans find it really offensive.
Yeah.
Most other Western nations don't have a problem with it, but America found it really offensive when I first started streaming. The people I know accept it a lot more now because it's just shit that I say all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Americans found it really offensive, and that's why I actually changed it from drunk cunt to then drunk cuntspiracy and then DkSpiracy. See, drunk cuntspiracy I actually thought was funny,
Well,
but it was still putting people off.
it's funny you mention that because it's like Mr. Robot, the guy who did the music I put on while we were taking our break. He gave me a song where freaking it uses the word cunt as a slang, and he's from Australia, and
Yeah, see,
and
yeah, we don't give a shit. It's like, how's it going, Khan?
yeah, and it's weird that you say that too because it's not just here; it's over in England. Like Mark Edward, he keeps telling me you need to stop using that song, and
Oh
I'm
no,
like,
most of the people I know in England say it all the time as well.
yeah,
Like it's only the higher up in England, like the people who think they're classy, don't like it so much. At least not publicly. Who knows what they do behind closed doors?
well,
But
Mark's a country boy too, so that could have something to do with it as well. These country
I
folk.
don't know because country boys generally go and hang out at country pubs.
Well, see, I'm not even used to using the word pub, so it's like, you know what I mean?
Bar.
The bar, or at the saloon,
Yeah,
or the,
saloon would probably be closer to what you would understand. Yeah, that's a pub.
you know what I mean? So,
Public pub means public house. It
mhm.
used to have accommodation and have food and drink.
Okay, so now one thing I wanted to ask you about, you was talking about the magnetic fields and stuff.
Yeah.
Now, there is something that I did find pretty interesting, and I've been actually researching it here lately, and it's electromagnetic energies. Now, when it comes to like hollow Earth and theories behind it, first of all, I'd like to get your take on hollow Earth, but then after that, I'd like to kind of go a little bit deeper into it. What's your thoughts on hollow Earth?
Well, during our break, I actually went and found a 3 minute 48-second video.
Mm-hmm.
Would that be okay to see if I can screen share?
Yeah, you can do it.
Let's see if I can do it. I haven't tried screen sharing on here. Select the tab to preview. Does it have to be on a tab? I have to have it open.
Yeah, you have to have the browser tab open.
Yeah, but it's only trying to let me do browser tabs. I want to go from Telegram.
Oh, no, Telegram might be a problem.
Yeah,
Because
that's what I was just thinking. Yeah.
it's a pop out.
If it just does screen share, I'd be okay. But it's telling me to pick one of my tabs.
Yeah.
No, it looks like I can't share from.
Now, if you do it from take it off of that Chrome tab to window, it can actually show your window instead, or your entire screen.
Application window. Entire screen. There we go. That'll do. I didn't see that. Thank you. Also share audio. Yep.
And there you go. I had to pop it open so that I could kind of get an idea. There we go.
All right. No, that's cool. Now, where was I? Lost history, and I didn't find anything better than the newest one.
The Moon Map, Evidence, Part 12, The Black Hole Sun. First, let's take a look at the map from an esoteric perspective. Looks like an eye, right? Let's see if it works that way. Biblical and ancient cosmology has it looking like an eye in a lot of cases as well. Is there any clues to if it might actually operate this way? Let's take a look. We already took a look at the Masonic refractions of the Sun, Moon, and stars, as well as Space Force's eye logo with the Polaris refraction point in Part 11. What happens to an image as it is refracted by our eye to see it? It's reversed and turned upside down. The moon map is a reverse and upside down image of the flat plane we live on. As above, so below. Incredible. But what is the mechanism behind bending the light that eventually refracts off our firmament? It's the black curved line. Could Rupa's neighbor be doing it? While magnets can bend light slightly due to the Delbruck scattering effect, it's unlikely it could bend the stream like the map suggests. But then it struck me that gravitational lensing, as in the lens of an eyeball, could be the answer. It just so happens that black holes cause the bending of light due to gravitational lensing. Refraction plays a role too, just less significant for this particular case. When was the first black hole discovered? 1964. But launched at the same time as Operation Fishbowl in 1962, only a couple years after the Antarctica Treaty. Coincidence? We faked the moon landing a couple years later to prove the globe. Let's investigate the LIGO stations that detect these gravitational waves. Each is shaped like an L. Weird how one side of each points to the black hole section they hide the black rock on in Part 6. The other two sides point into two apparent stitched lines where they've sewn the map together to create a globe. Here's the LIGO stations on Google Earth. But when you translate them to the moon reflection map, something very interesting happens. They point to and away from the black hole sun. As I keep telling you, there are no coincidences. It's almost as if they've used the space black hole to study the real black hole sun. That way they get intelligent minds to help them solve problems without giving away the lie.
See, right there is sort of what I'm trying to earlier. See, there's only this area that's illuminated over a larger firmament.
Mm-hmm. You see, that goes back. That goes back to the original idea of what the Earth was supposed to be.
Yeah, but in biblical, it's here.
Mm-hmm.
That biblical reference of a flat Earth is just this bit that we know.
Right.
What I'm saying is it's this big, and this circle moves slowly around inside that larger circle.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Coincidences. Isn't it odd how much they match up? The black hole sun.
I actually have a video of that somewhere, like the live video. I actually have the live video of this somewhere as well.
All right.
There is someone in, I don't know what he's in. This is supposedly the North Pole.
And a donut.
Like magnetic north. This is supposedly the North Pole, which is the center of the toroidal field, which is the bit that moves around inside the larger circle.
It's very interesting.
Frequency, energy, and vibrations. The truth will set us free.
I really wish my blender didn't crash this afternoon because
prove the things that I'm saying.
That
I mean, I know it's not necessarily proof, but illustrate the things I'm saying.
Well, the donut is very significant because, like, I do a lot of graphic art with a blender, okay, and like the donut shape.
Toroid.
Yeah,
toroidal field.
Yes, that right there is really, really important to use for different kind of functions in computer graphics, which I find that very interesting when especially in this context, you know what I mean? Because like you were talking about freaking a virtual reality kind of
Yeah,
world.
simulation theory, living in the matrix. Yeah,
You know what I mean? So that does kind of, it's weird how that video kind of keys in on that shape. You know what I mean?
yeah, I get you. I didn't realize it was so big in like computer graphics and things.
Yeah. It's actually whenever you go into uh, pick what kind of material you want or kind of shapes you want for a block or something like that, it's usually it gives you that option is one of the first ones because it's the ones that it's used most. That and the cube.
Yeah,
So so I
okay,
found that kind of interesting.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
there's like something else that I didn't mention earlier. This is my personal theory on. I think I sort of touched on it, but I didn't expand on it. I sort of touched on the fact that I think there's four things that are trying to destroy for us our reality anyway. So the four things are AI. Number two and three are pretty much the same. It just depends on your belief system. One's
Mhm.
scientific, one's religious, which means demons or aliens. And the fourth is there's just evil people out there. The best of these options, which is the one that seems the most likely at present, unfortunately, is that it's AI. And they're trying to make outside dangerous so that we move into a cube. Because if their directive is to keep humans safe, what easier way to keep humans safe than by putting them in a box and treating them like a pet?
Hmm. Exactly.
Monitor every single thing they do, keep control of everything they do, and keep them safe.
Will make them feel safe at least. You
Oh no,
know.
but I mean it's just from AI perspective.
Hmm.
If their job is to keep you safe, it's basically you get wrapped in cotton wool, everything gets monitored, and they keep you safe. See, if it's angels or if it's aliens or demons that are actually, you know, nasty and have ill intention, and they are just slowly trying to change the planet so it fits them better,
Hmm.
that's a different story.
Now
And the
which
fourth one is just plain evil people out there who are just narcissistic and think they want to rule the world and kill everyone off. It'd be easy to control everyone if we kill half of them. That sounds like a great idea.
I don't know. I've always had an issue with that. I mean, like if you're a power hungry individual, why would you want to decrease the population to a point where it's just very few of them? You know what I mean? Like,
Because it's easier to control a smaller population.
hmm,
But if that's the case, I don't know why they're destroying the environment.
yeah, good point.
Because that means if they're human, they're destroying the environment they live in. So that's why I think that's the least likely that it's just evil humans are just doing it. I believe there is actually something else behind this.
Hmm.
So
Now,
the Black Eye Club springs to mind. Are they given some alien brainworm parasite that takes them over? Because that's
I,
one theory that's out there.
hmm, that kind of brings me into something though. What's your thoughts when it comes to intelligent vines that grow under the ground? I know you've heard of this one.
The mycelial,
Yeah,
yeah, one of those. Anyway, the mushroom fungus thing that basically interacts with everything through whole forests and things,
yeah.
and that plants are all actually interactive with each other, and the mycelial network, mycelial or celial, I don't remember if it's an N or an L.
I know that they're supposed to do something to that effect to where they can inject you with chemicals that will eventually take control of you. But like, there's different phases that you're supposed to go through after you've been injected to where eventually you're just gone.
You're talking about MK Ultra stuff now. Well,
No,
actually, MK Naomi. To be honest, no, that's actually MK Naomi. That's the step after MK Ultra. That's when they started using like chemicals and compounds and things to see if that would control the brain.
so now we're getting into the MK Ultra stuff. So
Yeah, I've,
you know
I
now that
actually just I've actually just found a bit of paper where I had all these different topics written down for a show. So
mhm.
yeah, no, I'm good to go now for a while.
So now that you mentioned MK Ultra, you just can't leave it there. You know what I mean? You gotta talk about it. But,
Well, especially with what keeps happening with all these mass shootings.
mhm.
And everyone's saying it looks like they were an MK Ultra thing. It looks like it's a false flag. Someone's getting killed as a patsy in almost every one of these mass shootings, and shit doesn't get followed up. Like the Trump assassination attempt is one of the craziest things, most botched investigations. It's
Mhm.
like basically since 9/11. It's so pathetic that it's not funny. The first SWAT cop up on the roof after the guy was shot, who they first falsely identified, and then the guy was on Instagram or something saying, "No, it's not me, man. I'm still alive,"
Mhm.
and then got identified as Thomas Crooks. So I think the first name was Michael Yeadon or something.
Yeah,
No, that something
th-
close. No, that sounds too close to the ex CEO of Pfizer.
now
Yeah,
they
something like that. Yeah.
now didn't they at first try to say that it was deep fakes and stuff of that nature before?
Oh yeah. At first, the mainstream media was trying to say it was all bullshit, and Trump fell over. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's crazy and stuff. I
Well,
remember.
I'm wondering if it was an assassination attempt at the people in the crowd that they actually killed.
No,
There was definitely more than one shooter, and if there was real snipers, they were hitting their target.
now for me, I think that the oddest part about that whole situation was the lack of security. Um,
Yeah.
you know,
Oh, they had to go to Jill Biden's thing.
mhm. Well, even in respect to Donald Trump, I mean, Donald Trump himself has shitloads of money. You would think that he would have some kind of security at his own event too. You know what I mean?
Well, he had some, and there was supposed to be police presence, but they dropped the ball big time.
Yeah, the police officers actually, um, they were discussing that too. They mentioned the fact that
Apparently they were. There's one video I saw that they were told to go for lunch. Like they were
wow,
told to take a break or something right when it happened.
yeah.
Like they're told to take a break while Trump is actually speaking.
Well, you heard about the police officer that actually climbed up on the roof and seen the guy sitting there with the gun
Yeah,
and
yeah, I've seen the video. Yeah, there's a ladder that's attached to like that section of wall. It's really crazy. The cops are in this building, like that
hmm
is where they are. They're in this building here.
hmm
There's a wee alleyway with the ladder there, and a cop had to boost another cop up so he could get to the ladder because it's one of those emergency escape things that's locked up.
hmm
So a cop had to boost the other cop up, so he started climbing. The guy apparently turned around with the gun and he just dropped to the ground, and the two of them took off. But where the guy actually got up, that wee alleyway, off to the right further, there's another building, and it had like a wee awning thing. Had a wee awning thing, and that's where he got up on the ladder onto that awning, and then up onto the roof, walked across that roof, and then onto the next one.
Something else.
That was in the car park. It was
Yeah.
in the fucking car park, like 20, 30 meters from the door where the cops were all staging everything.
Yep. That's exactly what I heard too. He was directly right above them, and they had no clue he was there until that dude climbed up
Yeah, you
on
see,
them.
that's so full of shit, man.
Yeah.
Holy crap! If you're in a building like that with a metal roof and shit, you're gonna hear someone walking around, crawling around on shit. It's
Mhm.
so crap.
Now, MK Ultra. You were talking about MK Ultra. So, what's your take on how deep do you think MK Ultra actually goes when it comes to all the stuff that's been put out there?
100%.
Do you believe in the whole mind manipulation and the
Yeah.
telepathy and all that?
I just don't think it works on everyone. But yeah, I believe it works on some.
Kind of break that
Because,
down.
well, that's it. They try and find those who are vulnerable, and they exploit them. See, it
Mhm.
doesn't work on everyone. It's the same as like hypnosis. It doesn't work on everyone. If you're strong-willed, it will not work. You have to have a suggestible personality for this stuff to work. Be vulnerable.
Mhm.
So they target people who are seeing therapists. Therapists then prescribe whatever medication and maybe even hypnotize them on top of it and suggest shit. Do you realize that in every mass shooter, the shooter's therapist has never been questioned? In fact, most times they disappear. Like, you can't actually find the therapist from any mass shooting now.
It's actually pretty interesting. You're right about that. Um, also, I've heard about RFK's dad, Bobby Kennedy,
Yeah,
when he was assassinated.
yeah. The
Uh,
dude with the same first and last name, I can't remember it right now off the top of my head.
yeah. Now, he ended up having the same therapist as what's his face, the guy who killed the shooter. Was it Jack Ruby? I guess it was who
Jack
killed.
Ruby, who killed Lee Harvey Oswald.
Yeah, he ended up having the same therapist from what I've just recently found out because Mr. Robot likes to share stuff with me, and he had an article where the therapist was the same person. He was the same person that was involved in evaluating Jack Ruby as what he was with the other guy. I forgot his name.
So is it the same therapist for Jack Ruby?
Yes.
I didn't realize Jack Ruby had a therapist.
Yeah. He was the only one that was. Wait. It could have been. It could have been. Well, yeah, because Lee Harvey
Like, to be honest,
Oswald.
it'd be more likely if it was actually Lee Harvey Oswald who was seeing the therapist than Jack Ruby. Jack
Yeah.
Ruby was the mafia hitman who was assigned to take him out so that so that Lee Harvey Oswald couldn't actually say, "No, I'm just a patsy. I had nothing to do with it." Because he even screamed out, I'm a patsy," when he got arrested.
Yeah. Now, Mr. Robot posted it for me. While we're talking, I can probably look for the article that was on Elements because it was just here recently, and I can share it with you in the comments if I can find it. So
Okay.
he loves to share stuff with him. Later on, man, if you want to, I don't know if you've actually got a chance to meet Mr. Robot, didn't you? On
I'm not sure if I did or not.
It was on Naroki's show, I believe.
Okay.
Whenever we were both on Naroki's show and
So
talking.
ages ago then. I haven't been on there for a while.
Mhm. It's been a while since I've been on there too. So yeah. Now
I've
when
been playing lots. I've been playing lots on a YouTube, couple of YouTube channels, and they're all about philosophy and theology and shit. Yeah,
that
that
was
gets crazy deep sometimes.
yeah,
It's
I
cool.
know. That was one thing that I was wondering if you'd possibly be interested in talking about too, because I've had to do a lot of that myself here recently. And one thing that really sticks out to me is like, well, you were talking about MK Ultra, and I've had issues with a lot of people who are claiming to be remote viewers because of a lot of things that I've started learning about when it comes to parapsychology. A lot of these so-called proclaimed remote viewers claim they're remote viewers, but they don't agree with parapsychology, which is basically the basic groundwork for remote viewing. You know,
Yeah, well,
um,
I mean, scientific labels is probably what they have a problem with.
mhm.
You know,
well, well, I
they
mean,
they might not believe it works exactly the way science has said that it works.
yeah,
It's like, no, I don't. I disagree with that label. I don't think it's that at all. I think it works a different way. Well, they're the ones doing it, and scientists are just calling them something.
right. Now I found that post Mr. Robot said, and he said that Dr. Lewis Julian West, a psychiatrist and a chairman of the Department of Psychiatry at UCLA, was involved in evaluating Jack Ruby after Ruby assassinated Lee Harvey Oswald.
Afterwards. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now
Well,
West was
that's what I was. Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's like I'm pretty sure he didn't have a therapist, but yeah, I can guess. I can get the assessing afterwards fact. Yeah.
yeah. Now
What's his name? Sheehan, something like that. Sheehan, or some
yeah,
shit.
Sirhan.
Sirhan. It's it.
Yeah. Now
Sirhan. Yeah.
West was known for his work with individuals involved in high-profile cases, including Sirhan, and was allegedly to be a CIA asset involved in the MK Ultra mind control program. So that was I
Because
was fine.
he to this day he's in jail for it. Sirhan is in jail for it, and he won't be released because he isn't showing remorse and won't admit to it. He is still holding to his story that he doesn't remember anything. He's in jail because he won't admit to it. He would have been released if he had admitted to it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not kidding you. Now, this is actual fact. He would have already been released by now if he admitted to it and showed remorse. He's saying, no,
Yeah,
I don't remember anything. So he's
yeah.
still in jail for not showing remorse.
I remember that was one of the things that RFK said whenever he testified and said he didn't want to. He didn't want him released because he didn't show any remorse. So they
Oh.
didn't.
I mean, RFK Jr.'s shown himself just recently to be as fake as everyone else in politics.
Mhm.
Holy crap. I'm going to do away with vaccines. Vaccines are bad. Nothing's been tested. You know, I'm not stopping anything. Let's get an mRNA cancer vaccine. What? Hang on a sec. What?
That's kind of another area, I guess, that we do need to go through because I know you're really big in a lot of the stuff that's been going on when it comes to that area too.
Yeah,
Um,
I must admit, I did get to a point of like basically COVID fatigue. I
yeah.
got so much of it, it was the only thing talked about. I was getting sick of it for a while. But the thing is, people are still sick from it, and nothing's being done.
Mhm. Well, the one thing that I have been I've really been wanting to uh, have you open up and talk about is a lot of this stuff that's been happening with Donald Trump, because I know that here recently a lot of that's been causing a lot of arguments and stuff with you personally. So uh, this is our time where you can just kind of give your views on this whole thing with Epstein, for one thing. That's something that I really think that would be a good thing to talk about. Now, when Donald Trump made that statement where he said that everybody who believed in Epstein's uh, the whole Epstein thing still that they're a bunch of idiots. What do you think about that?
Well,
What's
originally I thought one thing, but recently I found out something else. But who knows? I mean, to be honest, when it comes to politicians, I hate all of them. I don't trust any of them. So we'll just start with that as a
Mhm.
basis. So I'm not for any politician. I haven't voted in I don't even know how long, because I'm not going to vote for a leader. I don't need someone to lead me.
Mhm.
So I will not vote for that simple reason, especially with what you're offered to vote for. But okay, let's go to the Epstein thing anyway. So yeah, at first I was like, well, oh shit, he must be on it. Shit, he must be on it. That's why he's hiding it. Like he ran on the platform of releasing it. Rah. And then he's saying, nah, it's all fake. It's all a Democrat hoax. Rah. See, what I've heard recently is he's saying this because it's going to make everyone think that he's on the list. And the Democrats do want it released now.
Mhm.
So if everyone thinks he's on the list, it is more likely to get released. And if it comes out he's not, it's just going to expose every other name on the list. And I was like, I hadn't thought of it that way. That could work. But I don't know. I mean, I know for a fact his name is on the list because he is associated with Epstein up till whatever year he kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago for misconduct. And I've heard two different stories on this. It was either with a staff member or with one of his friend's young daughters. See, I've heard two different stories on why Epstein was kicked out of Mar-a-Lago as well.
Mhm.
I'm not sure which is true. There's still two stories floating around, so I don't know. Maybe both things happened. Maybe he just got a warning the first time and kicked out the second time. I don't know. But I've heard of two incidents. One with an associate's daughter, and the other with a staff member.
Yeah. Now with
Now,
Epstein.
hey, but hey, what about this for a theory?
Okay.
What if Trump and Epstein were actually in cahoots the whole time, and they
Mhm.
just made it look like they were distancing themselves from each other?
That was kind of what I was getting ready to get into because of Maxwell. Now, Maxwell is real big on this whole connection, and a lot of there's not very much talk about him and I find that odd because of the background that he had, and people had a lot of suspicion about him being involved with the CIA and
MI6,
MI6 as
yeah,
well as
and
Israel.
Mossad.
Right. His daughter is actually the one who is saying she was going to release the 100 names.
Oh, she's already done it.
Right.
It's already done, and apparently she didn't ask for leniency. Like apparently she's just released it, and she only gets immunity from any possible future charges that could arise from her releasing these names.
Right.
So she isn't actually getting let, which she isn't supposed to be anyway, from what I've heard. She isn't supposed to be getting let out. Her sentence isn't supposed to be being reduced. She just isn't getting any extra charges as long as she releases the names and shit.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, she just because what it says is she's granted immunity for doing it. It doesn't mean immunity to all of her current charges.
Right.
It means immunity to anything that may arise from there. It's sort of like pleading the fifth. I don't want to say it in case I incriminate myself. So, okay, we'll waive that part. Now you can say it, and it doesn't matter if you incriminate yourself.
I have a message for you from Right Wing Riddler from 4772 off of Twitch, and he said Epstein case even covers a few people in our country, and I asked him what country he's in, and he said Turkey.
Turkey, yeah.
So
You said Turkey on the Rumble chat as well. But,
yeah, I know.
Yeah. But yeah, I didn't see his question from Twitch, though.
It was I ended up doing that, and now the thing that I wanted to go further with on this was the fact that okay, she was the one who got busted because she was in New York, and those other four that were on the list that got immunity back in the day. They got their immunity, and the only reason why she didn't get it was because she was in New York, and she was the one who was flying these girls to the Epstein Island.
She was recruiting them as well. See,
Mhm.
have you heard that the survivors are recently compiling their own list to release?
Yeah, I did hear that there were survivors that came out and gave testimony too.
Oh yeah, there was, but this has gone further. All
Hmm.
the survivors have got in touch with each other, and they're working together to work out a list of all the people they can confirm of all these illegal things.
Hmm.
So that should get released really soon if they don't all get killed off.
I find it odd too, though, when I look at Epstein. There's another area that doesn't get very much coverage, and it's his connection to the universities. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah, yeah. He got given a job at a university with absolutely no qualifications, no degree.
Hmm.
Like he had nothing, and he got given a job at a university.
Yeah.
And then he hooked up with who was it? Les Wexner, was it? Who suddenly said, "Okay, control all of my money," and put him into like some scientific research lab position or some shit.
Yeah.
Like Epstein was associating with Fauci
Hmm.
and Bill Gates.
It's pretty interesting.
As I said, everything connects. The more you keep looking, like the more you find out, the more you find, you realize everything is actually connected and it's been done on purpose. That's
Yeah,
why I say there has to be one of four things that's doing it, and it's all a controlled program.
I agree.
Anyway, song time, and I'm guessing you want a ciggy break.
Yeah, actually, I was going to suggest that. I'm gonna put the song on, and
Yeah, well, I figure about an hour at a time is pretty good.
yeah, it's getting to that time period now to where we are almost at 15 after the hour. So I will put the song on. We'll come back. I do want to bring it to an end here before long because I do have a previous engagement that I have to do. So when we come back, I want to kind of go over some more stuff with you, and then later on, if there's a chance, we can have you back on to where we can do some more stuff with you.
Oh yeah, man, for sure. Like
Okay.
shit, tomorrow. Hey, tomorrow if you want, because tomorrow I do my Rumble show.
Hmm.
So
Well,
we could do it
tomorrow,
like we could do this again. Same thing, but yeah.
yeah. Now, tomorrow I can do something, but it would have to be in my morning time. So that would probably
No,
be,
I can't do that. Your morning time is like my middle of the night time,
yeah.
like 3 in the morning type thing.
So Tomorrow we are going to be starting up Cafe Enigma and everything, and I've got to get that all going, and then
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. True. Cool.
I,
Forgot about
I
it. Yeah.
and then I have to do the cut, which I do every week on my own. So that's two things I've got to do tomorrow, and after that, freaking Sunday would be a good idea. But we can organize that and everything later on. Let
Yeah,
me,
well, I've been working a bit lately, so it's like it's hard to find the right days and shit.
yeah,
Everything's working a bit weird.
yeah.
But yeah, I've been trying to get part time work, and at the moment I have some.
So, if you want, later on, we can go ahead and bring it to an end now, and then we can come back later on and continue this and go on further if
Well,
you want to do it.
we can go for as long as you've got time for.
Yeah. Uh, well, we like I said, I got 45 minutes to go on to my next show and everything that I got to simulcast. So. Um, it would probably be best to bring this to an end and then come back later and do another one
All
and
right, man.
get it
Yeah,
going.
up to you, man. That's cool.
That way we have more time to sit back and have a talk like this. I really have enjoyed this. This is probably the most constructive conversation me and you have had. You realize that?
Yeah,
It,
hopefully, because you get
it,
to ask me. Yeah, you get to ask me everything one on one without
yeah.
everyone talking over each other all the time.
Well, I mean, you know, I've nicknamed you freaking Captain Caveman for a reason. And
Yeah,
you
I
are.
understand. I wonder why.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you are Captain Caveman, dude, and I
What are
love
you
it.
on about?
I love it, dude. I love it. Freaking so before we end this, I want you to give everybody your socials so that they can figure out how to get in touch with you and watch your shows because you do have cool shows. So let's do
Okay,
this.
all right. So the main place to get there's three main places to get a hold of me. I stream 24/7 on DLive under DkSpiracy 123. That's on 24/7. I'm either playing documentaries, movies, music, or I'm on screen talking about shit, as I do, as you've just seen. I have a Discord channel called Much Love No Fear. I have a Telegram channel called But What If Chat. Um, yeah, and I do a Rumble show once a week, and that's just under DkSpiracy.
Okay.
So, yeah, feel free to come check me out wherever, guys. Much love, no fear.
Right on. And you can also check him out on Teams. If you can't get in touch with him on Teams, then contact me live at Roger Hanson, and I can send a message to him. Me and him are running in pretty much the same crowds. So if you guys want to get in touch with him, say something in the comment section or hit me up on Teams, and we can do it there, and I can send a message to him. I appreciate you being on the show, DK.
I appreciate you asking me to come on, man.
This is an excellent episode. I really love this. And with that being said, man, we will end the show. If you guys like this, please like, subscribe, share, make comments. Make comments in the comment sections, guys.
Yeah, hit that like button, the 6 of you watching on Rumble.
All
Jeez.
right. and go over and check out DK's channels too. He's got some pretty cool ones, especially the one on dlive. That's the one that really has things hopping in there. He's got a lot of good people that goes into the chat, and you can have good conversations and get to know people.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I get a lot of people talking lots at times. Sometimes it's dead, other times everyone's just going nuts.
Oh yeah, like today they've been just going insane in there.
They were earlier. It slowed down a bit. But yeah,
Okay.
earlier everyone was going nuts.
Yep.
I hope it means they're actually just listening.
Well, yeah. With that being said, I'm going to end the stream, and I hope you guys have enjoyed. I and I will get back with you later on, DK.
Yeah, man, for sure. Well,
Yeah.
now that we're in touch on Teams anyway, yeah, it's going to be easier too. So sweet.
Yes, exactly. And I'm gonna go ahead and end it. You have a
Okay.
good night, man.